Bruno Mars and Cardi B's 90s-inspired track Finesse gets the brass band treatment from NOLA French Connection. The group are currently on tour to promote their self-titled debut album, and two of its members join me on set today. Hippolyte and Nicolas, welcome to the show.
Hello,
Thank you so much for being here today. Now, the band's name, NOLA French Connection, is inspired by the great city of New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
NOLA is how the locals say New Orleans, Louisiana. It's the city of marching bands and second lines. It's the birthplace of jazz. France is a long way from NOLA. So how did the love affair start with the city?
We just moved to New Orleans to discover some another world of music that we don't have here. And then we found that it was a beautiful place to share and enjoy and learn, surely, because of the way of life and the grooves.
You've been 2 times.
2 times.
I've been 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been to Mardi Gras also.
Yeah, I've been to Mardi Gras too. It's a great party. So what is it about New Orleans then that sort of gets the musical juices flowing? What is it about New Orleans that really inspires you?
Because in New Orleans, they play music everywhere, on the street, on the club, on the bar, at 10 in the morning, at midnight, every day, all day and night. And that's why we love this city. The city inspire us. We're here to find the spirit of New Orleans. I mean, yeah, we love it.
You love it. You love it. Well, you did mention that that most of you in the group have travelled to New Orleans and several times in recent years. Well, for a jazz musician, New Orleans is the holy grail. It's hallowed ground. What was the experience like, just being there and soaking up the music and learning? What was it like?
We going back to France. Different persons, you know. It's like
you came back transformed.
Yeah, exactly.
As a different musician.
Different musicians, yeah. Because everything is different. The smells, the weather, everything make you.
The people.
Yeah, the people. Everything make you smile and play. Always playing in a good way, you know. Because everyone wants to play and share good energies.
Well, let's take a listen to one of your tracks. This is We're About to Party.
Show up and dance with me. Show up and rock with me. Let's party all night. We won't stop it, everybody. Show up and dance with me. Show up and rock with me. Let's party all night. We won't stop it, everybody.
So guys, the contemporary brass band sound is a mashup of funk, soul and jazz. There's a little bit of hip-hop in there as well. So how would you describe your new album? I know you've got 7 original tracks on there. How would you sort of sum it up for me?
Yeah, you just said it. It's a mix of hip-hop music,
Gospel,
soul, and traditional jazz music.
Okay.
Like Louis Armstrong, you know?
Yeah.
And a mix of Louis Armstrong, Rihanna, and
Wow.
and Stevie Wonder.
Wow,
That's it. Or influence.
Yes, influences, wide-ranging influences. Well, taking inspiration from the New Orleans musical DNA is one thing, imitation is another. It's very easy to play the notes and recreate a sound, but there's a groove that not everyone can reproduce. What's the most challenging thing for the band when it comes to making this type of music that is so New Orleans?
That's hard to play because they play this music every day, all day long, and when your friend, where you come from, France, in France, you don't play.
You
all day
cannot
long.
play every day this kind of music because if you want to, you have to play every day in the streets. But even it's not about our culture.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it's a cultural thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've always found brass bands quite hard to judge on a record or on an album because a lot of the energy that is so central to that type of music is best experienced in a live setting. Now, you've got 2 gigs this week here in Paris. What can audiences expect from your shows?
the best public in the world.
Now we have children. We have from I don't know, everybody.
Yeah, everybody is welcome.
Yeah,
So it's
everyone's
about
welcome.
our release party for our new album.
Yep.
So we expect that it will be a full show and
A full house.
sold out.
Yes, yes. Okay. Well, the entire band is French, but other than than your nationality, what's the French connection? NOLA French connection. What's the French touch that you bring to this type of music?
It's difficult for us to speak English. And no, it's just because we like to travel there. We like the culture. We like everything. And musicians in New Orleans, they know that we are bringing their music in France too. So it's kind of we want to bring this kind of music in France. Like, okay, we connect.
Yes, that's right. You're connecting the two. Well, we can catch you on stage at a couple of jazz festivals here in France. And speaking of festivals, the Mama Festival and Convention kicks off this week, taking over several Paris venues. For 3 days, catch more than 120 concerts featuring a diverse lineup. Plus, there's conferences, showcases, and other networking opportunities for industry players. As usual, all music tastes are catered for, but there is a focus on homegrown acts, from old school hip-hop heavyweight Oxmo Puccino to new school rap kids like Joker or Gallic pop star in the making, singer-songwriter Adam Nas. Check out a live version of his song Strange Love. Well, from an up-and-coming talent to a woman who's been in the business for half a century. At 85 years old, Yoko Ono has 20 albums under her belt and once upon a time was one half of one of the world's most iconic musical couples with John Lennon. For Ono's latest record, Warzone, she revisits 13 songs from her repertoire, a catalogue spanning 5 decades, stripping the songs down to put the focus on her voice and the lyrics, messages that still resonate today and perhaps take on a deeper meaning in today's climate, a world Ono says is, quote, so messed up. She includes a new version of Imagine, John Lennon's classic hit that Ono received a songwriting credit for in 2017, 46 years after its release. Check it out.
Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
Well, another singer-songwriter reflecting on the state of the world is Neneh Cherry on her new album Broken Politics, with conscious, fierce lyrics touching on global turmoil such as the refugee crisis or gun violence. The record is a rallying cry for activism, music in search of solidarity and humanity. Well, we're almost out of time, but remember, for more arts and culture news, head to our website and stay in touch on social media. Thank you once again to Hippolyte and Nicolas from the NOLA French Connection Brass Band. Their self-titled album is out now, and you can also catch them on tour here in France. But before we go, the band treated us to a very special exclusive performance just for you. Check it out.